This neighborhood is fucking noisy. Anyhow, this poem is called Isaac. As I made my ascent to the summit of the mountain that my father instructed me to climb, the mist and fog soon grew thick. I heard voices nearby. I couldn't make out the faces of who was speaking. They seemed to be aware of my presence, but they did not know me, nor did they care to. To them, I was merely a shadow, someone to join them on their way down into the valley. They seemed frightened and ashamed, and yet determined to go into the direction from where I came. And then I knew them, even though I had never met them. I had left these people behind me one by one, not because I did not want to take them with me, but because they refused when I offered them a hand on the way up this mountain. When I offered to help them, they threw stones at me. When my face was bruised and bloody, they demanded that I go back down into the valley where I had already been. But I could not go back to that land, although it was the place where I had learned to speak my father's tongue and heard his voice speak to me for the first time. I had already been there far too long. It was for him that I was climbing. If I was once a selfish man, I was now too weak and weary to care about my own will. My fate was in my father's hands. All other voices were like sand drifting through my hands. The others had already taken everything from me that could fit into their pockets. And now I was here without a single one of them at the summit. I unsheathed my last belonging from the valley from where I had come, a blade. I held it in my hands as the sun reflected off of it, and then I took it to fulfill my calling. But before I could go through with it, I heard my father call me by my name. He said, "Isaac, you are home. Let go of that last thing which does not belong here." I wanted to go back to him. I wanted to go home. And then my eyes filled with liquid, and I could feel my son and his mother, who I loved, in my heart. And then I knew I could never fall again. It was for him and his mother that I would live. For them, I would build a home. And then I took the blade I carried all the way up to this peak and dropped it off a cliff and let it fall back down into the valley where I had grown weak. See you again soon, my friends.